I This is a 5 out of 10 for me. It's not the greatest. It's not bad. It's up. It's dull at times and forgettable at times. It's in at other times. It's memorable at times. Heartwarming at times and funny at times. It's a mixed bag of a movie. The tone is all over the place at times throughout the movie. So it's about how life sucks. Is the common thing that life sucks. And screws you over. But if you make a friend, some things will change for the better, and not everything will be all bad, and more or less. I guess. And nostalgia can blind you, I guess, or lift you up. There's two themes of nostalgia in this film. The main character he gets blinded by nostalgia by meeting his childhood hero, only to find out he's kind of a cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, evil psycho. That's to fight off. But the other side of the nostalgia, because they lift him up, is the letter he got from his dead wife, telling him to go have another adventure, and leads him into finding hope again and seeing the bright side of light and the color in life and stuff. And after he makes it to Niagara Falls and parks his house there, literally, with balloon travel. You know, as great as it sounds, I feel like the runtime kind of being around 2 hours. I mean, this should have been like around 3 hours at least, I think. And you get like this movie's trying to do more, but again, or maybe should have become more consistent with the movie. And or maybe it is consistent, and it's just that it's just a little short of a runtime for all of these things it's trying to do. To tell the story, this whole coherent story, which it does kind of work. But I feel like it's having it feels like it has one extra icing to juggle that makes it feel like there's too many to feel like a full story that's satisfying. It just, it's like it feels like this movie was setting up for a sequel, but I guess it never happened. So maybe if they actually came with a sequel, it would actually improve with making a more coherent narrative, while expanding on what was set in for the first one. And I didn't really care for the main character's wife, also love interest that he followed in love with, as much as I guess I was supposed to. And I guess other people got sucked into camera about her. Probably because she only has a few dialogues, and once she ages past her first time we see her, she's goes silent, doesn't see a single damn thing. This I hate of the movie. This whole opening scene of the movie with him and his wife, because you know, once they start dating, she and him have no dialogue, and even though it's clear that it's like you understand like more emotions what the main protagonist is going through and how he's feeling in life throughout the montage of the opening scene. Like he's feeling kind of down on himself because he like started their dreams of living at Niagara Falls, and so and then he finds out wait his wife is dying of some sort of illness, then that makes him more shit. So like more shit, you know. Even though he's decided to spend the last moments with his wife, he's just not good enough because, and then we see how like that connects to the main story with Walt, was the main character, and how he was like as a kid when once he first met and came up with that fantasy with the girl and going on the adventure to Niagara Falls and live there. Then we see how he like is now in the present when the main movie takes place, and versus how happy he was in the beginning of the movie when he's after meeting the girl at the theater watching one of his heroes on the film that he meets later on in the movie. So I feel like we never. I feel like Walt, the main character, stays the same. There's a more bitter version of himself, you know, quiet and shy, and doesn't talk that much to anybody, and but Will Talk just doesn't talk that much in general. So, but happy as he seems, but then and we get that as a little girl, the wife is very chat caffeine and really energetic and over energetic and positive and a bit of a dreamer and have her head in the clouds. But we're not really sure who she is after that as she is like older. Maybe she is the same way. Maybe she's also like a slightly less hopeful version of herself, or maybe what happened to the main character. She is pretty much the same person, but a bit of a bitter version or a more happy version. I don't know, but I think it's a problem that my biggest problem will be once it gets into the montages, it feels natural when even though the guy doesn't talk much in montage because we're not used to hearing talk at all. Really, in the first opening of the movie, before the montage begins, and we're all used to the girl talking. You know, she's kind of annoying. She's also kind of likable, but and I also feel like the love romance life that they had together felt very rushed. And it felt rushed in a way I didn't feel like it flew by quickly, as in it didn't feel like earned or needed to the plot or necessary to the plot. At least from the wife's end of the angle of the story. And the thing is, I didn't really expect either one of them to actually become couples, and when they did, I didn't fully buy it. I thought it was this whole young love thing, the first love thing, that and they're basically going to break up and go on to meet other people, you know. And I still don't buy it fully, you know? The whole them ending up together in this. It so doesn't feel real. It feels fake and rushed. And not earned. Or needed to plot. In fact, I would have been fine if they just cut the whole montage out of the film. And there's, you know, like did what they did when they cut to them. They show this like cut from them from after they had that conversation when they meet, and then kept still cutting them to them at the wedding. Then cut to them, saying their goodbyes while she's on the deathbed. That way, you know, and then it cuts to the funeral. And it cuts to when he's all alone in the church, and after burying his wife and stuff, and it's just like, you know, the montage really wasn't necessary. I think that the movie would have done a lot better if it was cut out of the movie completely, the montage, and if the wife would have spoken some dialogue before before they said their goodbyes, before she passed away on her deathbed, that in a scene, and I was really upset that, like, maybe if they actually kept some dialogue in, like, for the wife, like, you know, when they meet for the last time before she passes away, so that we could get a good understanding of, like, you feel, you know, you can feel attached to her, and related to her, and relatable to her, and you know, it probably would have, like, I think, benefited the film if they did it like that. One of those ways outcomes. So, and the movie does have a happy ending. He basically becomes like this close to this kid called Russell, and Russell earns a badge. And given to him, like, personally from the main character as Old Man. And it's a really nice scene, I thought. That was my favorite scene in the movie. That, and also the scene where, like, you know, like, he finds the note from his wife saying, go have another adventure. And he goes back with the kid Russell and go and realize what's important, that he still has life left to live. And he's just not living the life. He's just waiting to be with his girl again. And I like how this. I like that scene a lot. And I like how the scene like starts before he finds the note. That was his wife wrote from him after he's gone. I mean, after she's gone from his life, is what I meant to say. At the end of the movie, and I like the whole house scene plays out. Like, I don't know, he finally makes it to Niagara Falls, but then he's still not happy because, you know, he's all alone. He pushed pretty much everyone that wanted to be in his life away from him, even Russell. And, like, just when you get the feeling, you know, like, he does miss, like, having a life of his own, and, like, you get the feeling that he's not sure if it's okay if he keeps on living his life like it's his own life without her. But when you see that, because the whole, you really get this feeling like the whole, how there's no music playing, it's all quiet, and it feels hollow, the house is, and it feels like nothing's in the house. There's no life in the house, so it feels empty and miserable. So when he gets that note from his wife, I really found that very I really did tear up in that scene, because I thought that was very sweet of his wife basically to give him hope, saying in permission, saying it's okay to still live your own life, even though I'm gone. So I thought that was a very nice scene that his wife did for him. It wrote that note. And he finally read that note and found it in the this little place where his wife always put stuff away, and only she ever went there, and there was always a place for to store stuff, like a storing place, I think it was. And so it looks like an old letter, and it's been like dusting there for a while, but so, and it was like, and he it was nice that he found, he I think he, if I remember correctly, he was going through stuff and he found the letter and looking for pictures and stuff, and found it out of nowhere. Just found it. It felt like a weird place to put something, you know, like a letter like that, you know. So, but it still was a very nice thing that she did for him. So, I really like that scene a lot. That's my first scene, next to the scene where he gives Russell a scout badge. Person gives it to Russell and thanks him for being for him being a good, in his own way, thanks Russell for being such a loyal friend. And I really like that scene also, and I really like how the end of that scene right there after, you know, he goes to Russell's to see Russell get his badge. I really like that scene also. So yeah, these things like these two things really want me to give it a 5 out of these things I like the movies like these certain scenes like that really stand out for the movie and really benefit work in the movie's benefit, things like that. And there's like only 2 things in this movie like that really stick out to me that I can remember happening and you know, easily and well, it's just the stuff like that like makes me want me to give this movie more than a 5 out of 10. But the whole movie's not good as those scenes were in the movie. Like the rest of the movie isn't as good as that. It's just, it feels like majority of the time it feels like a confused product of a movie, what confused direction of in terms of tone, and at times, and it happens too often. It's like at least for me to bother me, you know. So that's why I give this a 5 out of 10. Bye.